Hey, Coolkid talking about Luffy, Awakening, and JoyBoy in this video, which, just warning you, if you have not read chapter 1043, and I'm serious when I say this, if you have not read chapter 1043, just stop watching this video and click off, and don't come back until you have read chapter 1043. And usually I don't put like spoiler warnings in my video. I don't really care about putting that kind of stuff in my videos, but with chapter 1043 and the, well, possibly game-changing revelation that could, change what happens in the future of the series, I think this kind of stuff needs to be, experienced firsthand at least, or that's what I believe. So, at the end of chapter 1043, with Luffy's new transformation, people have been talking about it. Like, dude, almost everyone in the One Piece community has been literally talking about it for like the last week. Yeah, at this point it would be like for the past week, everyone has been talking about with their theories on what could this mean and everything. And, honestly, I'm kind of doing the same. And actually, when this video is coming out, the spoilers for next chapter, 1044, are out. And while I have not read them, from what I hear, it basically, it explains the, I guess, true nature of, what exactly Luffy's, new transformation is, all about. And as I said, I've not read spoilers, so I kind of wanted to get out this, theory video? Yeah, this theory video on, my thoughts and what I could possibly think that this new transformation could be. Is this a new awakening, or could this be JoyBoy himself? Ooh, what's the answer? Hopefully I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm right. I mean, I don't know. Probably those guys who, read the spoilers will say something, or I don't know. Maybe if you're watching this video like from a week from now, obviously chapter will be out by then, and you could be like, yeah, I'm sorry, you were completely wrong. It wasn't even in your ballpark estimates, man. But yeah, so I guess that's really all the before stuff I want to say before getting started with the video. So yeah, let's get started with what could exactly Luffy's new transformation could be. And obviously with the title of the video, you're guessing that I'm going to say something along the lines of, well, could this be Luffy's awakening? Or could this be JoyBoy itself here? And you know what? But before getting into, I guess, any real theories, let's lay out all the information that we got from here. So in chapter 1043, we got Zunisha saying, "How long has it been since I heard the drums of liberation for the first time in 800 years? He is here, JoyBoy." And with a shot of, and JoyBoy has returned with a shot of Luffy just cracking a smile with, his face, kind of, I guess, not face, maybe his face. I don't know if it could be his hair or his face or whatnot, but it's like it's melting, maybe? That's what I'm literally getting from, I get this panel. So, yeah, I guess first thing I should say, even if it's a awakening, I still think it's pretty clear that Luffy is JoyBoy. I mean, even if you say this is coming from the powers of his awakening of his Devil Fruit, you could definitely say that, but still, I think it's pretty clear that no matter what conclusion you come up with, Luffy is in fact JoyBoy. And I guess I'll also say this with, pertaining to Luffy's Devil Fruit. I think we're all also pretty clear on the same page that at least Luffy's Devil Fruit isn't just the Gum Gum no Mi. It's a true name which has been lost to history. His true Devil Fruit will be revealed with, his awakening of power. And, you know what? I guess I'll start with the whole thing with this being Luffy's awakening. And to be fair, this could easily just be, Luffy, finally awakening to his true powers of his true Devil Fruit. That could easily be that. But also it could be that, once awakening into his powers, he finally, gets the, I guess, true powers of his true Devil Fruit. And, there was always with that. So, I definitely do. Also, I'll just say this. I have a couple of Devil Fruit possibilities on what it could be. But, yeah, I guess I'll start with the first one. It being the mythical fruit. The Sun Wukong Devil Fruit. Which, I will say, in the, I guess, theory sphere, people have been saying that, it's, the Sun Wukong Fruit, or a multitude of different mythical Devil Fruits out there. Like, I've seen people can come up with the theories of, like, the Hanuman Fruit or the Wisdom King. And here's the thing, I'll be only talking about Sun Wukong here because I actually do know somewhat about Sun Wukong, unlike Hanuman or the Wisdom King, which I practically know really nothing about, so I really can't leverage my, I guess, theory onto it. But, I guess Luffy's true Devil Fruit being the mythical fruit, the Sun Wukong Devil Fruit, which one, I will say at least this much, that does sound pretty cool and everything. And, well, I do have a little bit of problems with it being the Sun Wukong Fruit. I'll just say this much, that, obviously to some people it does make sense, and I think it's perfectly a reasonable conclusion with, obviously Luffy's connection with, monkeys, and also him having kind of general story having some cool connections with, Sun Wukong itself and everything. And obviously, it still would be pretty cool. And plus, Sun Wukong can, scratch with the, I forgot what's it called in Journey into the West. So I'll just use Dragon Ball and just say Power Pole. That's easier for me. But yeah, he has the Power Pole, which, honestly, if it is the Sun Wukong for what they're probably going to do is all of Sun Wukong's, I guess, extra abilities that he gets from the items that he gets throughout the Journey of the West. He's probably just going to incorporate to, also the fruit itself having it, so, Luffy can step on clouds and such other stuff. What's other abilities that Sun Wukong can do? Off the top of my head, I know for a fact that, he can transform into 72 different, transformations, which honestly would be pretty cool moving forward, where we find out that, like, yes, Luffy has a bunch of really cool and, different transformations there. Sun Wukong can clone himself by literally just, like, I guess, taking, like, a piece of his hair and just, throwing it and transforming it into him, or whatever else he wants to. He could freaking clone himself, which, I don't know if Luffy would do that, but that would be a cool ability. Walking on clouds. I think he has, like, some general, like, wind / storm manipulation. That would be pretty cool. I think that's all the ones I can really think off the top of my head, other than, I guess the basic super strength, super speed, and he is a monkey. He's the Monkey King, so obviously. But yeah, I guess the problem I have with Luffy's, I guess, True Devil Fruit being the Sun Wukong Fruit is the thing is you still gotta understand that Luffy's fruit, no matter what it truly reveals to be, it still has to have the appearance of the devil fruit being rubber, right? So, okay. I want you a flashback to Enel. And obviously, the big thing with that fight between Luffy and Enel was that, Enel's attacks didn't really affect Luffy because he was made of rubber. Okay, so how the heck does that work if Luffy's True Devil Fruit was the Sun Wukong Fruit? Like, okay, I get the scratching, but like, I don't think there's anything in like, the Journey to the West or whatnot with like Sun Wukong, being immune to electricity. And look. I know that Sun Wukong is like a triple or no wait. Maybe it's quadruple times immortal and everything, but I don't think that makes him like particularly immune to electricity. And like, just me personally, just like a lot of these have to do with that fact. Like, okay, it still has to be the illusion of rubber. It still has to be it has to be definitely immune to lightning attacks or be very resistant to it. Okay, we still gotta get that out of the way, and it still gotta, I guess, be the illusion of rubber. Because even when Luffy couldn't control his devil fruit that much, he just hits it and it just shoots back him in the face. So we still gotta deal with that, and I don't know. And while I think would be personally really so cool to get the Sun Wukong fruit. Basically the fruit that, well, inspired, obviously Son Goku from Dragon Ball, who basically inspired pretty much almost every, I wouldn't say every, but most shonen protagonists, or at least the, modern ones, I would say, essentially, in, some kind of way. And it would be pretty cool. And there's definitely, I would say, connections to Luffy with the whole monkey motif, and, him with kind of somewhat similarities to Son Goku. There's just a couple things that are missing. And my personal opinion for it to be that, but, I mean, if anything, it would be really cool. I mean, also if it's a Son Goku fruit, I guess it would make sense why, with Luffy's transformations, they always kind of look, at least with Gear 4th. Gear 4th has, like, kind of different God damn it, phone. So, back to what I was saying. That would make sense why, with at least Luffy's Gear 4th transformations, why, Snake Man, Bowman, and Tank Man do look, different. So that would be cool. Honestly, that would be really cool. Like, Gear 5 would just be basically like a, he would get like a bunch of cool transformations. Obviously, probably not like, 75 with the actual Son Goku, but, like a good handful of transformations like that. That would honestly be really, really cool to get with, Luffy. And, I'm sure there are other abilities that I'm missing. Also, I should probably say this, even if he has the fruit, probably doesn't actually make Luffy immortal. I do have to say this. Even though Son Goku is quadruple or possibly or triple or quadruple times. I forgot if I think it's one of those. Like, he's a bunch of times immortal. He's probably not actually going to be immortal if Luffy actually has that fruit. And honestly, I do remember like Son Goku having, like, at least in Journey to the West, having like so many other crazy ass like abilities. Like I don't remember this for sure, but I think another one of his abilities was like the ability to like see through an illusion. Yeah, I think freaking that's one of his abilities. But to be fair, I think that might also be the fact that, freaking, Son Goku isn't as stupid as the our main protagonist in Journey into the West. So, it could easily just be that. And I'm sure there's way other crazy abilities that I don't remember at this point. But, Oda probably would use if it is the Sun Wukong Fruit. But, I mean, not just the fact that, it couldn't be the Sun Wukong Fruit, but I don't know how I feel about our main character in the story having a mythical devil fruit. One of the rarest ones. And I know Luffy's devil fruit is supposed to be, essentially special, right? We can agree with that at this point, with everything that has been set up and everything. I just don't know how I feel about literally having our main character a mythical devil fruit. And, well, my opinion, I just don't know how I feel about it. In my personal opinion, I'm not even really sure. So yeah, I guess now I'll go into my next theory on what could this devil fruit be this thing. So I believe I first said this in a video on the Runaway Warlord stream, or maybe I could have said this in one of my videos earlier. But either way, I came up with the theory of this Luffy possibly having the JoyBoy devil fruit. And oh my god, when I first thought about it, I was like, oh man, this is ingenious. No one else has thought of this idea. An original theory that not many people have also come to this conclusion. And when I looked online, a handful of people came with this, so to be fair with that. But, now I'm less into that theory. But, I believe on the, recent Runaway Warlord stream where we were talking about all our JoyBoy theories, I think it was Dark Brand who said this, but yeah, Dark Brand said not the JoyBoy fruit, but the Sun God Nika Fruit. And oh my god, dude, that makes a lot of sense because okay, let me pitch you to this. Remember when we first found out about, how Luffy's devil fruit was more important than we thought it was originally? Back when Who's Who was like, oh yeah, I was the world government was guarding that devil fruit because I failed to protect it from getting into Red Hair Shanks's hands. And then you know what happens next chapter? Freaking Who's Who. That's who. I can't believe it's been a while since I made that joke. But yeah, Who's Who. And start talking about this Sun God Nika who would free slaves. Okay. I mean, that is kind of weird. We're bringing up Sun God Nika, and I just think it possibly might not be a coincidence that literally Luffy's new devil fruit could be the Sun God Nika devil fruit. Because, as I said earlier, the problem I had with like it being Son Goku or Hanuman or whatever is the fact that, rubber's an insulator, alright? Not many mythical beings are known to be resistant to lightning. So, with it being the Sun God Nika, the essentially Oda's own created, I guess, mythical creature? Not mythical creature, but mythical god, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. If it needs to be resistant to electricity, go ahead. Sun God Nika's resistant to electricity, and, you really can't argue about it. And, whatever other abilities add into scratching that Oda wants to add to this mythical fruit, he can. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. And plus, I mean, what would Sun God Nika's abilities be I don't know, probably like, I guess, added to scratching and lightning resistance. He has powers of the sun? That's literally all I can give you right now, because like I don't know. Which I would presume that the sun god Nika would have some kind of ability relating to the sun, or well, at least maybe to fire, which actually that probably would explain a lot about, red hot with, everything with the flame. Because wasn't it before explained where, Luffy's just stretching far back enough and, everything, and him having like Ace's will or something along those lines. So, yeah, I guess with that would definitely make, a lot more sense. And I don't know, maybe he can fly because, well, obviously with the image that, we saw Sun Nika with the chapter with Who's Who talking about, it doesn't have no wings or anything. But I still like to think that Sun God Nika was a sky racer. Heck, maybe even a Lunarian. Yeah, I could believe Lunarian, but either way, some kind of sky race, at least that's what's coming into my mind. And actually, thinking about it now, what if also, like, Sun God Nika, that Devil Fruit was also eaten by JoyBoy? I mean, you could put that to a bunch of these other fruits, but I think that would be literally really cool with, JoyBoy, the Liberator, having, essentially Sun God Nika, the god who freed the slaves. Yeah, that would honestly be like really cool. That honestly makes actually a lot of sense with, especially with that. But I mean, honestly, I would love to talk about like the possibility of the Sun God Nika fruit, but it's just like we don't know much about it. And I mean, it would be really cool how they could pull it, and I am curious what exactly crazy thing, because like easily Oda, what he can do is probably like, heck, he can even throw it for a loop, like, oh, you think it's Sun God Nika? He would have not fire abilities. Well, he does, but he also has some wind-based ones or water or something. Oda, honestly, I could easily see him, throwing us like a wrench in that. If it does turn out to be Sun God Nika, no, heck, I don't know. Maybe it is JoyBoy Fruit or whatever. It definitely could be that. And I guess, yeah, I'll go on to my last, I guess, not my last Devil Fruit awakening, but yeah, on to the next Devil Fruit possibility awakening is Luffy's true Devil Fruit being the Resin Fruit. And honestly, I do actually kind of like this idea. It's a theory that's actually, I would say, probably the most popular right now. Yeah. The most popular theory out there that Luffy's fruit is resin. And I mean, that does sound cool, and it does make sense with, resin. Eventually, you use resin to make rubber. So, resin, a stickier, softer, free forming version of the fruit would make sense with, tree resin, which I'll get into talking about that, why specifically tree resin, and why I and a bunch of people are thinking that it might be. And I as I said, probably out of all these Devil Fruit theories, I like the tree resin probably the most, but I guess back into it, okay. Which resin's a lot more softer and free-flowing, so Luffy can transform his body into whatever he wants. Like, maybe Luffy wants to transform part of his body into, like, a battle axe or a mace or whatever else he wants. Also, I believe that resin's actually somewhat heat-resistant, which actually, that does help him, fighting against, Akainu if he ever needs to, which it's perfect for Luffy to go fisticuffs against Akainu and everything. So there's that. Also, yeah, he's awakening, so he can, make resin, so he can make whatever object or attack he wants to do. Which actually, thinking about it, that's kind of like what's freaking why do I forget his name for a minute? Oh yeah, what did God Curry did in showing his awakened power? Which I guess that kind of makes sense, and this pretty much, I think, in my opinion, like the resin fruit pretty much is just straight up a special paramecia, which I think I personally like that a lot more than Luffy's true devil fruit being a mythical zone, in my opinion. That's at least what I believe. But okay. To explain this next part, this has to go into, I guess, a little bit of a possibly crackpot theory or whatever. But okay, I remember a little while ago that Noah was talking about his 3 favorite scenes in One Piece. One of them, which just seemed kind of weird and random at the time, was the scene at Sabaody where Robin was just was like, oh, this resin, I need to get rid of it. And just rubs it over Usopp. He's like, oh, what the heck, why do you do that for? And I was like, that's a random scene, but that's not, I guess that's kind of funny, but I don't know why that would be his favorite scene. And a lot of people are saying, wait, could this be, telling us that resin is truly Luffy's devil fruit? But what I like how this goes is, which I heard this from the mini Reverie that came out, which awesome video. I loved it. I don't remember who said this in the mini Reverie, but yeah, they were talking about how in Sabaody they coated everything with the resin coming from the trees over there, including the ships going down to Fishman Island. So I think it was Randy. I'm not sure who it was the mini Reverie, but yeah, they said, okay, they can coat the ship and just sink down in the ocean. That would be a really cool ability of Luffy's abilities. It's okay, remember at Sabaody, all the things that resin could do? Coat these ships and let them submerge like a submarine, or even the ability to, I guess, somewhat float, because some of the devices that were, I guess, kind of flying over at Sabaody were, flying with, the resin with the bubbles and everything. And, I think they also said, I seriously don't remember if it was Troy or not, but yeah, I think maybe Troy said, Luffy would essentially be a devil fruit, because he can literally coat himself in the resin, and that's how they get around of, Luffy, not able to swim, essentially making the first devil fruit being able to swim. And all that's cool and all, but then you gotta stop and think about, okay, yeah, why would they change the true name of the devil fruit being the resin fruit? That's kind of weird. But then I thought, it's okay, as I said earlier, in Sabaody, they're able to, coat their ships to submerge them, so Luffy can, submerge the Sunny and, even himself to swim. But not just that, because in my mind, I came to remember, it's wait a minute, how do people get up to all the way up to Marijois on the Grand Line officially? Okay, so they got those gondolas that are being moved and carried by the bubbles. It's the bubble system made by that same exact type of resin from those trees over in Sabaody. I'm like, oh, that would be crazy. That's why they're the world government's so worried about it. It's not just them, going underwater, kind of removing the, I guess, essentially the one weakness of, Devil Fruit users can't swim. Just coat yourself, Luffy. But in fact, Luffy can create a bubble and just, like at any time, whoop, fly on top of the red line. Because that's such a big deal. Because, the red line, you cannot just like climb over. It's impossible. Unless you're a fish or tiger. And like, I think the only other way other than officially with the gondolas are like, I guess the German double six snails, but I'm pretty sure they won't go nowhere near it. But yeah, it's essentially a devil fruit that allows you to just basically like, literally go above the red line, like just any time you want. Like it's no big deal, man. That is freaking crazy and insane use of the ability. And I mean, it's cool since it showed, what essentially this sap can use all the way over at Sabaody, and it's, finally being shown and used again. And that's why I said earlier, like, oh yeah, it's a tree resin specifically earlier in the video. And also, I'm pretty sure in one SBS, someone asked, like, Oda, like, what type of rubber is Luffy? Well, yeah, I think Oda said something along the lines of natural rubber. I don't remember the exact wording of everything, but yeah, there's that. So, all of those cool things would make sense because, obviously it still has the resistance of lightning and, scratches like rubber. But now, and oh yeah, I guess Luffy's also, if he turns into resin, he would be kind of sticky. Yeah, so it would be kind of sticky. He can form into whatever shape he wants, create, more resin and do things like, freaking Katakuri. Actually, I guess he can also, like, do what Katakuri does was, let tax pass through him by just, changing the shape of his body. So, yeah, that would be pretty cool. He's somewhat heat resistant. Also probably explains why he can use freaking Red Hawk fighting against Akainu and everything, coding the Sunny and everything for a possibly daring escape. Dude, I am just personally, I think, in love with this theory and everything, and it just personally makes a lot of sense with resin and everything. I don't know what else I can say off the top of my head because, like, look, I'm no resin expert around here. This is just from basically what I've heard and, like, somewhat know about resin and, tying it back to everything surrounding Sabaody here. But, yeah, man, I really do can't think about anything else like what the resin can do, but still I am very excited. Like, wait a minute, is that also resin used to like harden and trap fossilized bugs in those kind of way? So yeah, also he can kind of harden it, but I mean, to be fair, he can harden it anyway with armament hockey, so I don't know what exactly that would be useful and helpful for, but yeah, dude, that would be honestly pretty cool. Yeah. So that's all I got talking about it, and I guess I'll just say this again. I do like the fact more that it's a special paramecia over a mythical. I don't like the main character getting like I don't know, mythical. I don't like the sound of it, but a special paramecia, I think I'm perfectly, fine with Luffy, having that. And at least in my personal opinion, and oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. I was talking about Sun Wukong is, the fact that if you look at freaking like Luffy's head hair, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but like it's like this gloopy, melty thing, which, leans, to the whole theory on tree resin. But for, I guess for the Monkey King, I mean, to be fair, maybe those are just some really weird dreadlocks that I like dreadlocks here. Looks like other characters can have dreadlocks in anime, including Luffy now, other than Zelda. And I don't know what was that freaking bit right there. But yeah. Just want to say that real quickly. But yeah, I guess that's really all to my Devil Fruit awakenings. I mean, it could also just be, Luffy's fruit is, there's no really special new thing to it. It's just literally the, gum fruit. I mean, because everyone's talking about like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the fruit that Gorsei were talking about was the gum fruit. Maybe it was Zunisha. Maybe he had the devil fruit that was lost. And I don't know. Maybe Luffy's awakening is literally just balanced a world. I don't know. Maybe? Hmm? We'll just see with that. But yeah. Now I guess we talk into this section of the video about it possibly being JoyBoy itself. And, as I said earlier, even if you believe, like, one of these other devil fruits I've been talking about earlier that it could have been, Luffy's still most definitely, JoyBoy, right? It's confirmed. But, I mean, what if these new sets of abilities are the fact that not that he's awakened his devil fruit, but finally awakened into being JoyBoy? Because like the one thing I was wondering about, because like at the beginning of like this chapter, like was it this chapter? Yeah, it was this chapter where it's like you got Oda being like let me just pull it up real quick, where it's like, oh yeah, the Battle of the Roof Skull Dome, winner Kaido, King of the Beast. So like maybe, I know people are going to hate me for this, but maybe JoyBoy is literally controlling Luffy. And I know people are absolutely going to hate me on that because, Kurama and everything and so late to the story. Like, I know people are going to hate me on this, but it definitely could be. Because, like, I think what happened, Luffy actually did die against Kaido and everything. Because people, dude, everyone was like, dude, I couldn't hear freaking Luffy's voice no more. But then suddenly what awakens, it's not Luffy's voice, but JoyBoy's voice. And even if Luffy doesn't get like JoyBoy is controlling Luffy, or like I mean, it could easily be like a Hakabu situation where it's like, just like small bursts, but something that Luffy will control pretty easily. But even if Luffy's not, JoyBoy's not literally controlling Luffy, maybe, Luffy gets a new set of abilities by just awakening into being, well, finally worthy of being JoyBoy. I guess that would make sense. And whatever, I mean, it would be pretty cool that, Luffy gets a new set of abilities unrelated to his devil fruit. I know some people won't be mad about it, but I think it's a very likely possibility that, after death or whatever, Luffy finally, or I guess in JoyBoy's eyes, like, you finally awakened into truly obtaining the title, one deserving of JoyBoy. And whatever new abilities Luffy gets from that, I'm definitely interested. Because the only problem I have with it being JoyBoy is not the problem, but like for me, because like thinking about devil fruits, that's an easy idea. But what if he gets a new set of abilities from it being JoyBoy? I don't know what it could be. I'm not even sure how, what that would exactly be like. But either way, definitely excited if it truly is, him awakening into truly being JoyBoy. And hey, maybe next chapter, we could see Luffy being so intimidating, and Luffy is like, oh hey guys, how's it doing? Just being intimidating at first, but then it just revealed, nope, Luffy's the same old, nothing, crazy going on here with Luffy and everything. What else? I know there's more I want to talk about with, this possibly being JoyBoy, because it definitely leads credence to that, because, like, Luffy's, I guess, appearance, and I mean, I still think there's a good amount of chance of this being these new powers that Luffy's getting is from the fact that, it could be JoyBoy, had these powers of, a Devil Fruit or whatever so many years ago, and being awakened to being JoyBoy just allows you to have these powers. I mean, I think I would go perfectly fine with it. I guess it's a way of working around of Luffy essentially having more than one Devil Fruit, I guess. Yeah, probably like that, and everything, and God, what else could I really say about this? I mean, he definitely has a big smile on his face to represent JoyBoy, but yeah, I guess that's really it. Because, like, I really want to talk about the end with, this possibly being JoyBoy and everything and what it could entail, or if Luffy... Well, maybe... What if JoyBoy... Actually, I just thought something. What if, instead of it not being that, JoyBoy controls him, Luffy gains this new form and he, once obtained the title JoyBoy, he becomes a lot more smiley, happier. Like, he has a slight change of personality, but it's nothing crazy. Like, out of the blue, like, or, laughing or whatever. What else it could be? I think, that would be a way to throw at it and everything, and, or even, like, I think in the Runaway Warlord stream, we threw out the idea, like, maybe, JoyBoy could, tell Luffy about the past and everything. And I don't know if I would like that. Maybe, like, JoyBoy, tells Luffy, like, okay, like, you are finally awakening to truly deserve the title of JoyBoy. You'll be getting these new sets of powers, Luffy. And I'll just give you a little hint about the past. Nothing major. And, like, that's all we see of Luffy, I guess, awakening into the powers of JoyBoy, the knowledge of JoyBoy. Not really talking to him, but, like, JoyBoy just giving a little guide on his new set of powers and, I guess just little hints onto what Luffy can, well, look for into the future. But, yeah, let me actually look at the time here. Okay, yeah. I think, personally, while I would love to talk about a lot more about, what could this exactly mean, I'm not exactly sure with JoyBoy what, new powers or abilities. I mean, I guess it looks kind of melty, so maybe JoyBoy has some kind of acid? The original JoyBoy acid or whatever, but yeah, maybe it truly is Luffy awakening into JoyBoy himself and gaining whatever the heck abilities that Luffy might have had. But yeah, I guess it's neat. So yeah, I guess that's the end of all my theories. So I guess I'll tell you which ones do I think is the most likely. So, at least for me, okay, I'll give you guys my top 3, and if I get this right, I'm so damn lucky if one of these even get close to it being actually what happens in the next chapter, or whatever it's to be. So, number 1, I think it's most likely the Resin Fruit. I just think a lot of things align, and all the hints that Oda has possibly given us. I think the resin does look like a really cool possibility, and also like special paramecia. Second, that I think it's most likely is the it being, well, the sun god Nika Fruit. I think that's really cool, and the little connections with everything and the hints would be pretty cool, and Oda can stretch his creativity. And I guess the last one I would put it being, JoyBoy and Luffy awakens to whatever those powers of JoyBoy, whatever it turns out to be. So there's that. I guess I didn't really talk about it in this video, but how Zunisha said the drums of liberation. I know there's a reference to that in being sake, and people always think about, oh yeah, the One Piece has a lot of drums, and especially in that one OST soundtrack that I'm just forgetting the name of that track right now, but I'll probably put it on screen. But yeah, that one, people are being like, oh yeah, maybe that's it, drums and everything. And the hints about this that Oda could have told the anime team way back, and that's why they put a lot of drums in the anime. Maybe not, who knows. But that doesn't but to be fair, all that doesn't really get into what the abilities could be, so I don't really talk about it. But I mean, hey, dude, I can't wait for this into the anime. And you know what'd be cool? Like in the anime where you just see Luffy stopped, and then you just hear bum 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 bum, just tapping of drums slowly and slowly until it goes up fast with the reveal of JoyBoy has returned. Dude, that would be so freaking cool. Yeah, I can't wait to love that. But yeah, I guess that's really it with the video. Future Coolkid here. So in the original video, I completely forgot to talk about the Miiverse Post. So yeah, I'm adding this in. So yeah, real quickly, we got this Miiverse Post by Rio, and it's under the One Piece Unlimited World Red community, and we got if only Skyward Sword was in HD, it would look something like this. And start here, and I mean, looks cool, I guess. I mean, I haven't played One Piece Red Bull. I've only played Burning Blood. That's my only One Piece game that I played. Oops, sorry. I still haven't played Pirate Warriors, but yeah. Just by the screenshot, I like Skyward Sword. I don't know. To me, I actually like how Skyward Sword looks a lot, and I do like its definitely its art style and its looks. And to be fair, I've always agree with the notion that stylization will always look better than realism when it especially comes to graphics. Oh my god, Halo, especially the original Halo on Xbox doesn't look particularly freaking good. Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't know if I really want to talk about the freaking comments. I mean, there's this one guy who's where someone's like, is this a good game? And Rio's like, it's good for cutscenes, awesome soundtrack, but it's freaking repetitive. But hey, I get it, looks fantastic. And one dude's like, repetitiveness doesn't mean bad. I remember a lot of beat 'em ups from NES, Super NES being repetitive, but you have no idea how many times I lose time just by playing Pong and Pac-Man. And while I agree with Pac-Man, I don't know what the hell. Pong, you lose hours over Pong? Man, I guess the same way you lose hours playing table, what was it, table tennis or whatever it's called? Yeah. But, yeah, I guess my point of saying this is, I like Skyward Sword a lot. It looks cool. Somewhat related One Piece post. Yeah, back to my video. I'm definitely excited to see whatever happens next and to see how close, or to some people probably commenting, wrong as all hell I am about my theories about Luffy's new transformation, either being Awakening or JoyBoy. But yeah, I guess you know, like if you want to, comment down. If you want to, subscribe. If you want to, I guess you don't have to. You know, I stream on Twitch. I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, but I plan to get back into it soonish. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I'm on the Runaway Warlords on their live reaction, so check that out. It's every Sunday. Also, I'm on their Runaway Warlords Roundtable, which is basically whenever we have a break, we talk about the chapter or just whatever else is cool. So definitely check those out on the Runaway Warlords channel. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys next time when, well, the true nature of Luffy's new transformation will be revealed. Awakening or JoyBoy. But we're about to see the return of JoyBoy soon. See you guys later. Yeah. I'm actually pretty proud of how this video ended. Honestly, it could have ended a lot worse. But yeah, I guess I should say that I wanted this video to come out like I don't know, a lot sooner. Yeah, not a lot sooner, but yeah, I wanted to get this video out before before it's delayed, because I did see that not leak, but I just, from what I hear, what the leak says, it'll just say the true nature of Luffy's new awakening, or true nature of his new transformation or whatever. I've not read it. I have no clue what it actually says. I just hope I'm somewhat right, or at least I said something close in this video, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, dude, I can't wait for next chapter. God, I hope I hope break doesn't come very soon. But yeah, I don't know. Especially thinking about it now with Luffy literally showing off his new awakening, I think we're officially, I would say, in like the start of the end game of One Piece. I knew the end game was coming after this arc is done for, but still, man, just crazy to think that Luffy is like, so damn close to just like a, I don't know what I'm saying, but like, so damn close to his not awakening, but being truly the strongest there is. We're so close to the end game of like One Piece or everything. We're essentially at the start with the defeat of the two Yonko and everything. And oh my god, man, it's just crazy to think One Piece is ending so soon. A series that's lasted so long. And yeah, God, we're still a little bit ways off, but be prepared to see the end of One Piece soon. God, I don't know what to do after One Piece. I love One Piece, but like, what do I want to do for manga videos? Because like, especially the chapter reviews, I love doing chapter reviews, but One Piece has been basically my I did Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan ended. I still gotta do the final chapter review, but still, God, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait for everything and to see next chapter, which I would presume. I don't know. I know the guys of the Runaway Warlords, like Dark Brand, or maybe it was just Dark Brand, who said like, oh yeah, maybe we'll get like 1 or 2 chapters of like everyone dealing with everything before Luffy comes back down. But yeah, dude, I just can't fucking wait for next chapter. That's all I'm going to say. So see ya or whatnot with my delayed talking, because that's how I am. Yay! Ooh, Joswin poster. Yeah, I have that up because chapter reviews get the special wall scroll to the side. But yeah, wait. Oh my god, did I? I just noticed my Brook wall scroll. I gotta freaking tilt it back into position. But yeah,
you know, that's it. So yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, also I guess I'll say this. I recently saw the Batman, and I'm planning to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I guess it's fine me saying this. I'm planning to see it with friends. So yeah, fun ass experience. See ya.